have sustainable transport and sustainable energy production. That sort of overall sustainable energy problem is the biggest problem that we have to solve this century, independent of environment.
Now that I've shown you Elon Musk's ideals, let me show you his TED Talk in depth. The TED Talk was presented at an official TED Talk conference in February 2013 in California. In 2013, Tesla was gaining more popularity, and SpaceX completed its first mission into space, which is part of the reason why Elon Musk had this TED Talk and why he was brought up. In the talk, Elon speaks about how he believes solar will be the majority of how the world gets its power in the future. And he brings his words to life by stating how he made a bet that in 20 years, solar will be the biggest factor in energy production across the United States and the world. As the CEO of Tesla, he also states how electric cars are helping the environment and how it's more fuel efficient. He shows how he makes the cars and states that in the future, almost all cars will be electric. SpaceX have brought down the cost of a rocket by 75%. Elon brings his words to life in this certain quote that I really like. Elon Musk says, "I got that question a lot. That's true. People would say, did you hear the joke about the guy who made a small fortune in the space industry? Obviously, he started with a large one," is the punchline. And so I tell people, well, I was trying to figure out the fastest way to turn a large fortune into a small one. In the TED Talk, Elon Musk uses many hand gestures to kind of show what he's talking about and bring his words to life through that. Chris Anderson, who has a British accent, asked Elon Musk many questions, and Elon doesn't really have an accent as he's been in the United States for a better part of a decade now. Elon Musk speaks quite clearly and intellectually throughout, and his personality seems very nice through his jokes and answers. He shows he's an intellectual throughout the talk when he explains why his inventions are the way they are and his purpose. I will now show you a clip from his TED Talk.
So now it's hovering at about 40 meters, and it's constantly adjusting the angle of the fission of the main engine and maintaining roll with low gas moisture.
Now that I've shown you the future, let me ask you some questions. Will you try to become more green? And finally, will you look towards the future as my speaker has done?